for something. The Quad remains a group of friends who share many things, but not a common enemy. The Quad ministerial meeting in Melbourne, meant to set the stage for a meeting by the leaders of Australia, India, Japan and the US later this year in Tokyo, ended with outcomes that showcased its positive agenda in the Indo-Pacific region. From plans to deliver more than 1 billion vaccine doses, India made with US funding and distributed through Japanese and Australian networks, and donate another 1.3 billion doses around the world, to prepare for an Indo-Pacific Clean Energy Supply Chain Forum to tackle climate change, to further a Quad vision, for technology governances and safe and transparent 5G systems, and to launch humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations. The Quad is, in the words of the joint statement issued, more effective in delivering practical support to the region. India was even able to insert a reference to fighting cross-border terrorism. The bonhomie between the ministers shows a growing level of comfort with the principles behind the grouping of democratic countries, to support regional countries' efforts to advance a free and open Indo-Pacific. That Quad members have thus far avoided institutionalizing the grouping, and that they have not militarized it, is to their credit. In addition, despite Beijing's sharp criticism of the grouping, Quad members chose not to name China directly, as the joint statement spoke of ensuring a rules-based order and respect for sovereignty and building a region free from coercion. However, while the grouping is strong on all these precepts, there are obvious differences in the practice of their vision for the Indo-Pacific region and the world in general. The situation in Myanmar was mentioned, but External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar made it clear that while India supports a restoration of democracy, it does not support Western, national, sanctions. The meeting took place in the shadow of the growing Russia-NATO tensions over Ukraine, but it seemed evident that Mr. Jaishankar did not share US Secretary of State Antony Blinken's assessment of an imminent invasion. New Delhi chose not to join the decision by the US, Japan and Australia to tell their citizens to evacuate immediately from Ukraine, nor was any mention of the situation allowed into the joint statement. Mr. Jaishankar's strong tone the next day at a press conference dominated by questions on Russia, on China's amassing of troops at the border with India, was also a subtle reminder to Quad partners that while they may have similar concerns and share many core values, they do not have an identical worldview, and the Quad remains very much a grouping that is for something, not against somebody.